Hello guys, today I'm going to show you a quick little script for Microsoft Minesweeper. I originally planned this to, just show some basics of points and whatnot. I'm a beginner too, so some of these some stuff I may say may not be completely correct syntax or whatever by what the more professional people or that have been doing this for a while will be doing. However, um, yeah, let's just get started. By the way, I'm completely freeballing this video tutorial because I didn't feel like writing a script out or anything because, I'm not just kind of going with the flow. Anyways, let's start with opening up Simba, which I already have one, running a script. And if you already have, for those who didn't know, because this tutorial is for, once again, absolute beginners, up here is how you could start a new project if you have one currently opened in the window. However, I do not need that. So, let me first kind of go over what we will be doing. First off, what you do is, if you don't know where Minesweeper is, you can just type it in your search bar, open up. Now, the first thing that you realize is when Minesweeper opens, we need something to start the game. Now, what is the final goal of what I want this tutorial to do? Simply being it, all I want it to do is, for instance, when I click here, I clicked on a white box. I want the program to randomly click somewhere in that square and return to me a white box, or it say I clicked the white box. For instance, then if we went and clicked, that's a bomb. Here, I clicked a 1. I want the program to tell me that I clicked a 1. Simple enough. So anyway, let's get started. Now that we have a basic idea of what we're doing, normally what I'll do is, when I'm coding a script, or any type of program for that matter, I'll go down here and I'll, just type in my comments what I'm going to do. Is we have to figure out a way of how we're going to detect what a 1 looks like, because we have to tell the program what a 1 looks like. DTM, really wouldn't use it here. I did try and do DTM, however, I'm very new. I'm kind of basic to DTM, and it didn't have a good outline, and it was really choppy and do the shadows and such. It made a lot of mixed variables to account for. As you see, like here, the shadows, and they get into the 1. It just wasn't picking up all the 1s that it should have been doing. So I said scrap that idea, and I figured I'd go colored base. Now you're going to be saying, well, how would you search blue when there's there's a bunch of blue? Well, the 1s are really the only thing that are are a color that matches the theme. And luckily, I sold it out one color that is only in the 1s. And over in the script, which this is my finished script, that number was this right here. I'll see if I can find it again. If not, just so you guys know, I'll be copying and pasting that over. Okay. Go through my bunch of stuff that I have up. And, alright. So, we'll get started now. Let's open up ACA, which if you guys don't have that, there is another guy who posted a tutorial about this in the beginner section. You should really check that out. I recommend reading a lot of those tutorials. That's what I've done for about the past 2 days. Now what we're going to do is come in here, and you'll see down there. I want that center line. You'll be able to see it's the darkest color basically, and just click it, and you'll have it up here. Now you could take other things, but since I want a really just single color, because there is so many other shades of blue, I'm just going to try and pick up this middle stem of most of the ones. Now if we go in here and press mark best color, you'll see that the only thing that was highlighted are the ones, because that's the only place where those colors, come in that image, which is good. So this way we can search ones using this color, and while ignoring all of the other of the boxes. So now what we'll do is, let me close this. Hopefully I didn't close my one. Okay. What I would do is, just half this. Go in here and be number 1 color 1 1 2 4 7 2 3 8 4. Or better yet, just start off and make a constant number 1. I don't really. Number 1 equals. Actually, let's abbreviate that more. I'm lazy. Num1 equals 1 2 4 7 2 3 8 4. Now it has a tolerance of 0. This is for those who don't know already, which you probably should, but these are comments and are not. The compiler will skip over them and not recognize them. Forgot a semicolon. So for those that didn't know already, constants are basically a variable that you cannot change. Now, hopefully you guys already know this, so I don't want to go too much over the complete basics. But moving on from there, those that don't know how to use ACA, which I'm still basic at it, but I'm pretty sure I got the gist. Here's how you could see the tolerance. That's how I got my tolerance. Oh well, actually, guys, when I think about it, I didn't even use the right mode. But before you do your search color, make sure you can just set the CTS to 2. I didn't do that, but you know what? Oh well. You could even just do this, and there, it still works. So from there, what we have to do is make the first loops and such. Since we're not using smart, we want to choose our client, and I did that by pressing this green box up here, holding it down, and then dragging it here. Now don't do this, but choose this. Okay. Next, now here's how I want to do it. I want to focus on the client window, which will basically, I want to bring the client window up to focus before I do anything. That way, every operation I perform is done to the client window. Nextly, I want to start the game. Now, starting the game in Minesweeper, all it is a simple click anywhere in that little box. This has to be done. Just start it, really, and then I want to detect the click result. Let's just go with that. So this is the focus on the client window is a very basic instruction. You can just do activate client. To start the game, I like to keep bad syntax again, but I'll just do SG. Now I haven't created don't worry, I haven't created the function yet, but I will do that here. And that's kind of bad programming habits on my part, but For a small project like this, I don't really have to worry about it. But whatever makes you guys feel comfortable. And then let's just do a detect. Click. Actually, I'm gonna restart this. I'm just going to instead do this. Run game. Just go with that, because I want to keep as many local variables as possible. So I'd rather just start the game and then just go from there. So let's just do main. Just main. Hopefully main isn't some predefined function in Pascal. I haven't really I haven't really seen anyone make it like that, but in C++ and such it is. Hopefully it isn't in here. So go down here, procedure, main, begin, end. Okay. Now first, what we're going to want to do is, actually before that, make our vars variables. Let's see, what am I going to want? I'm going to need an x variable, a y variable, and okay, I'll just go from there. I will want a TPA or T-point array. Then I want a ran x, ran y, and I could have added that up there, but I didn't. Anyways, I'll explain more, but I don't really want to go. You'll see what I'm using these here for as I go on. Okay. So first to begin, we're going to want the cursor to move over here and click on one of these random boxes. So basically we just want to click anywhere randomly in between this little box right here. Now, in order to do that, what we'll want is to use I'll use the mouse or move mouse function. Okay, now we'll see it takes an X and a Y. Basically what we're going to do is we want an X and a Y in a random position in between the square. So in order to do this, let me explain a little bit more of how I would go about this. Right here is the color picker tool. It's made for color picking. However, it is also good for coordinates. For instance, let's say click here. And it gave us a color. However, if you look down here, it gave us 29, 29, which means that's the coordinates of that position that we can use in our script. Let's go down here. Okay, so this square from this point is 193, 193, and up here is 29, 29. Now, how a lot of programs work is you usually, if you're making a box or something, normally you'll give a upper left and a lower right, or vice versa. You give an upper point and a lower point, and it'll make the other two lines for you. Now, what we basically know, what I have to do is check. Oh, 16 minutes already. Alright, probably making this drone on more than it has to. But, I'm just trying to get it across, and I know I mess up a lot. Probably should script this better. Anyways, so basically what we're going to want is we want the mouse to move to a random position anywhere between 29, and 193. In order to do this, I'll do random x, or ran x equals random range, actually, 29 through 193. Also, one thing that you guys will probably know, or I don't know if you paid attention to the script up here, I actually made these constants, my widths and stuff. However, I'm just going to use the actual width for now. However, if you wanted to, like you see here, you could have done like misx 1 equals 29. But I just figured typing out 29 and 193 was actually easier than using those constants. Anyways, and then let's go down here. Ran y equals random range 29. Oh, sorry. Some of my other programming languages coming into my habits there. Next, well, basically, random range will pick a random number between 29 and 193. So I'm going to use these variables as numbers now. Random x and random y. And now this is going to move the mouse. Basically, the script's going to start. It's going to begin. It's going to assign a random number between 29 and 193 that ran x, and then a random number between 29 and 193 to random y. And then it will move the mouse to its coordinates. And since the coordinates are between 29, 29 and 193 and 193, it will make sure that every click is inside this little box. So we can run it real quick, and I'll show you how it works. Unknown type T point. Oh. My bad. I felt no. There we go. Okay. Possibly internal error line 20. Run game activate client. Okay. Procedure var begin. Oh. And yeah. Pascal's weird like that. Oh wow. Okay, you guys missed it. There you go, see? It moved to right there. That one. Now it moves there. Now there. So basically, it moves it to a random spot. Now, what's the point of moving it to a random spot if we don't click that random spot? Now, the reason why I saved instead of adding the randoms inside the move mouse function, or instead of just using this code and putting it in place of ran x and ran y, I basically did that because I'm going to want to have those values that were generated and use them later on, as you guys will see. So right there you can see that works. And now, oh my gosh. All right. 1. And I'm pretty sure you guys, somewhere in there, you guys' proper syntax was like that. So I'm pretty sure it's proper syntax on a lot of things, but... And knowing my luck, I just hit a bomb. However, that makes it work because I need to restart the game anyways. So basically now, it will move it there. this line right here. We'll move the mouse to it, and then this line will click it. Now, what's next? We need to basically scan it and scan all the results. Now, first, I'm going to write a script that will, over here, if you want me to show you real quick. Nah, that's a lot of erasing. Okay, I'll just write it from scratch. Bear with me, guys. First off, what we're going to want to do is find colors spiral tolerance. Now, this isn't what I'm going to use for the final code. I'm just simply showing you guys this so that you guys can get a little bit of a hint to how this function works. Here, what I'm going to show you is, okay, right here, from my belief of what I've known, once again, I've only been doing this for 2 days, is the function will take these first two, right here and here, which are your first two arguments, and it will assign the value of the function, or it will assign them values of where it found the location, I believe. So I made two variables up here that will take those values, x and y, and now I need a t-point array, and that's TPA, and basically this, from what I believe, here, let me check real quick, if I remember right, yeah, okay, this will make the arguments, or when this loops through and spirals outward, basically what this function does is it starts from a center and spirals outwards, and it finds all these results, and then it puts the results of each time it finds that color, the tolerance level, and puts it into TPA. Now, if you guys, just a quick, you can do that and get this back up. So I'm using the t-point array to store the all the results of the locations of where the function found the color. Now, for those who don't really know what a t or a point is, think of it almost like if you guys have ever heard of vectors. Now, a vector is basically an x-y coordinate, but it's held in one thing. So a vector, in a lot of some languages, you could do like vector bob equals, I don't really know, but you'd give it anyways, you'd give it an x, or vector bob, the square, and then vector bob dot x equals 19, vector bob dot y equals 20. So it's almost like Bob is a class, if you guys know what that is. A class Bob x, or int x, int y. That's C++. But it's almost like a class, if you guys would like to think about that. So here we have point and what's called t-point in Pascal, I guess. And basically what it is it's a vector. It stores an x and a y value, and these x and y values can be accessed by doing this. So let's say I did my t point, okay, and then I did like my t point dot x, equals 2 or whatever, and my t point dot y equals 3. And then later, anytime in the script that I needed that, I could just use my t point dot x, or I could just use it like that. I could get the value. I could, like, let's say I need to pass in an x value to a function. I could type my t point dot x, and it would give the x. Basically, it would send 2 into there. Now, some functions, they just like to have the point. Why? It's because, however, the programmer who made the function, that's how they wanted to do. And simply by passing in my t point, you're passing in both of these. Now, it just means that in that function, the person can access the passed in point. So let's say locate, say like almost a makeshift move mouse, let's say, and he wanted a point. The programmer or you need a point, and you would do move mouse, and then you test in my t point, and then in the function, the programmer or you, whoever made the function, could do like my or point dot x equals whatever, because it will send the x and y, or basically just send this variable into the function, and then the function can separate it or use it to its liking. Now, and here we are finding, this is looping and finding multiple colors, so we need an array of t points, because for each time this thing finds a color, it's going to return an x and a y, and it's going to store that into a point. Now, so since we're going to be finding multiple of them, we need a t point array, which I believe in here, Pascal, you can name it whatever, like my t point array, yeah, and it'd be a t point array. Now, each time this circles and it spirals out and it finds a color, it will do this. My t point array. Now the first color it will find will be stored in 0. For those who don't, you guys should know how arrays work. If you don't, you might want to, even just go to a C++ reference, because arrays are very well documented in any language, and they all basically work the same. And then it'll also, give you a my t point array 0 dot y. Basically, this makes it easy so that we can cycle through all of the findings. Now, so hopefully you guys understand a little bit more of how this will work, and I'll try and explain it a little bit more later on. I know this, I'm sorry guys, but this is going to be a much longer tutorial than it has to be, and I apologize for that. You guys are probably going to look at this video and be like, why would you do this? And I apologize ahead of time. I really do. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, let's carry on. For the set of this tutorial, maybe we'll just hop over here. Let me get some of these. That was my other MS script that I decided to make a new one to show you some scrap, but for the sake of time and the sake of me uploading this video, I'll try and make it go faster, and I'll just explain it here. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more into find colors spiral. So basically, I've already told you that the x and the y, and then it stores all the variables it signs in the TPA. anchor meeting each time. So the next time it stores it, by the way, the next one it found would be in t point array 1 dot x and then dot y, and you guys get the flow. But as you'll see in my script, I have this right here, and